Mirki, why did it take you an entire 2.5 weeks to actually get here to respond to these Palestine?
So yeah, this just really pissed me off, just giving the middle finger basically to all of the American people by just completely ignoring her, and it really pisses me off. Hi, I'm Anna and you're watching Anna Speaks Out. So this morning I saw a video from Savanah Hernandez, who is a really cool independent journalist, reporter, and she was trying to interview Pete Buttigieg, the federal Secretary of Transportation here in the United States. He completely blew her off like a total self-centered jerk, and she was able to talk to his press secretary, but for some reason she was being really rude and weird too, and did not want to have the camera on her, even though she's like a national press secretary. So I was going to leave a comment on that on Twitter, which is where I saw it, but I felt like that wasn't enough to really express everything that I felt that I wanted to express. So here we are. Let's roll the clip.
Mirki, why did it take you an entire 2.5 weeks to actually get here to respond to these Palestine? Will you apologize to the residents of this city for the slow response, to the government's slow response? Do you have any apology?
So yeah, this just really pisses me off because I hate seeing people who don't deserve it being treated with such utter disrespect and disdain. He completely ignored her, stonewalled her, acted like she was not even there, like he didn't hear anything. And I understand that a lot of the time, probably, you know, people in government have all sorts of people around them trying, you know, this is why they have security. I'm sure they get some crazy people around them sometimes, just like yelling insults or whatever, but that's not what this was. This was extremely legitimate. She is a, you know, established reporter who a lot of people are familiar with, asking very legitimate questions, and he could have at least acknowledged her, looked at her and said, you know, we'd love to answer these questions, please meet with my press secretary, something like that. But he was just a total self-centered snob, just giving the middle finger basically to all of the American people by just completely ignoring her, and it really pisses me off.
I'm this press person, I can help you.
Sure. So can we ask why it took him almost 3 weeks to get here?
I'm sorry, I don't want to do this on camera.
So then this woman acts like she's doing them a favor by talking to them at all when, you know, Pete Buttigieg himself should have at least acknowledged them. And she's trying to look all sweet and smiley, like she's being polite, saying, I don't want to be on camera. But why? You know, like, this is not just some random person off the street. Even if it was, who cares? Like, this government is supposed to be for the people, by the people. You are supposed to be serving us. This is not about your image so much as serving the American people. So, you know, how about you get over yourself and answer the question about why it took 3 weeks to get to these people who were poisoned, and you're acting like you don't give a crap. So why is that?
What was his personal time off while there was a tragedy happening here?
And can we also ask too why you know, he waited until President Donald Trump came here to actually make an appearance? This is a very important question that people across America would like to know.
I'm happy to have a conversation with you.
I mean, obviously, clearly, she was not happy to have a conversation with them. She didn't seem excited about it at all. And it just makes you wonder, what could she possibly have had to hide that she did not want on camera? And why did they not care? Why were they not going out of their way themselves to offer information and apologies? You know, a lot of the time when it seems like people are not fazed by, you know, intense situations like it seems to be the case here, a lot of the time that's because they knew that that situation was coming and it didn't surprise them like it surprised other people. That's just a thought that I'm throwing out there. Just a random observation. I hope that you're enjoying the baby sounds in the background, by the way. There's not too much I can do about that because he doesn't like to nap a whole lot these days. But anyway, I was also going to say I really liked the way that Savanah and whoever the guy that was with her were responding by just continuing to ask their questions. They kind of, I feel like it's like asserting the fact that what they are doing there is important, and the way that the press secretary was acting was really unacceptable and should really just be ignored. And they were trying to sort of put her in her place, I feel like, which is a good thing, because she was acting like she was way above everybody else when she is supposed to be serving the American people.
With you, I do not want to be on camera.
Well,
Please put your cameras away.
I'm sorry, we're on a public area, so we are allowed as press.
You guys.
Again, I love how Savanah was standing her ground there. She does have the right to record anything in public. They were in a public area, and I like that she didn't let this guy push her around.
You guys, I would like you guys to turn your cameras off.
You're
and
not
then
on my camera.
Well, I'm on a camera. I would like your cameras to be off, and then I'm happy to talk to you guys.
Yeah, this is just so weird. Like, what press secretary is not comfortable being on camera? And like I said, these are not just random people off the street. I'm sure they have good camera equipment. You know, they're well-established journalists. This woman may have even heard of them before. I know that a lot of people have. So, you know, here's a completely different thought for you to consider as well. It is definitely possible that these people, the press secretary and Pete Buttigieg, could be being controlled by people well above them on, you know, the ranks of things in the government, who are telling them that they have to do these types of things, that they have to ignore certain people and follow a certain type of protocol. But if that's the case, it kind of makes you wonder why they go along with it. Like, maybe they're being threatened that if they, you know, step out of their position before they're told to, that something bad will happen to them. All just speculation, just thoughts that came into my mind. But yeah, that's another thing to consider. You know, maybe they don't even really want to be doing this or acting like this. Who knows?
Well, if you're the press secretary of the Secretary of the Department of Transportation, don't you think you should be able to ask questions from the American public that you serve?
Absolutely. I would like to do it without the camera on.
Can I ask why?
I think that is a little bit aggressive. That's why. And
Why
I just
is
want
it
you to have-
aggressive?
It's
on behalf of the American people, I'm just asking why he has not been here until Donald Trump
She's
came.
asked them. She's asked several times for that.
That gross, smug smile when that old guy in the back backs her up, though, is just, it really rubs me the wrong way.
Then turn the cameras off, and they will not do it.
She's been able to walk away. Would you like to go inside? I do not. I will walk this way. I'm happy to answer your questions. I would like you guys to not have your cameras on.
I have my camera open ready to go. If I turn it off,
You all have your cameras on. I can see them. You guys, I'm happy to have this conversation.
All right, y'all. So we are with the press
Okay,
secretary
this
for Pete
is
Buttigieg,
not
and right now,
appropriate.
secretary for Pete
is
Buttigieg,
not
and right
You are not appropriate.
now we are being told
I have my
that
camera in
we
my
are not
pocket. Can you
supposed
ask
to
my
be
question?
filming. Again, we are here on behalf of the American public because we would like to have the conversation and we would like to ask the question as to why, again, it took almost 3 weeks for Pete Buttigieg to be here on the ground.
And this lady just ran away like a scared little puppy with her tail between her legs. Thank you again so much for being here today. Since you liked the video enough to make it all the way to the end, don't forget to click the thumbs up and share with somebody else who would also find it interesting. Leave your comments below and we'll all have a conversation. And if you really enjoyed it, check out the description for several different ways that you can support. Have a wonderful night, afternoon,